So we got this guy. Is there even a smidgen of a chance that I win? He usually starts with a root stinger. Yeah, this is just not a whole lot I can do. Um, no. I guess I'll start with the Pultrid. Maybe he'll mess up. He threw horrendously last time I fought him, but his team should never lose to mine. Um, if he's the only one queuing, though, I could maybe try to, like, snipe him and try some counter teams. I'm going to start with Whirling Talons, and he'll probably go for a Great Sting here. He went for Enrage again. Why does he do that? That's so not how you play the Root Stinger. He has the right breed and everything, he just doesn't know how to play it. Well, I'll take advantage of it. He takes extra damage from Enrage, so I can maul him. You're supposed to Great Sting and then Enrage. Okay, so I feel like I maybe have a chance just because he's misplaying his pet so badly. Don't know if it's worth staying in or saving my Pultrid for later. I think it's probably better. Yeah, okay, so I take weak damage from that. And I'm faster than all of his pets until he uses Sticky Surge, so I can actually just... yeah, so he's swapping that guy out for later. I mean, he didn't have any moves to use, but if I was him, I'd probably just stay in to give myself the free swap to Anomalous, because now Anomalous dies after just getting off one ability. Which he chose the right ability, but still. Okay, so... it looks like I'll beat him, but only because he doesn't know how to press Great Sting before pressing Enrage, which I'm not mad about. Okay, so we just go for a peck, and he's dead. My Violent Vulture is just going to 1v3 here. It's awesome. He should go for the Sticky Surge here, and then I should die to an Ooze Touch. Not sure if it's worth going for Whirling Talons or Maul. I think I'm going to go for the Whirling Talons. That might be the wrong move, but... Oh, yeah, Sunlight. Oh, what? Why on earth would you... Okay, cool. GG. The end. Oh, he has Absorb. Okay. Well. He's actually faster than my Zandali Raptor. I'll just bring in the Undead here. Go for a Maul because he is bleeding. It ended up being the right move for me to go for the bleed because now I can Maul for extra damage. Completely embarrassing to lose with that team versus mine, but yeah, take it. So, I'm going to try a team that I think would generally do well versus Anomalous with a Root Stinger. But if he has like an Indigo or a harder hitting third pet, and he plays correctly, I think he should still win. But I'm just going to kind of, oh, what is it called? Limit test. Assuming I get that same guy back to back. Oh, we got a different guy. Oh well, this is still a fair matchup. Um, so he has Anomalous. Jingles is a big problem for me because I have the Gleamhoof Fawn. But I feel like my team kind of counters his pretty decently. He should start with Jingles, and he started with Anomalous, okay? Yeah, it's hard to limit test whenever my opponent just misplays, but um, do I think he's going to stay in, or do I think he's going to bring in Jingles? I think he might stay in. Yeah, he did. So if he swapped there, I would have went for Sandstorm. If I were to predict that correctly. But yeah, I'm perfectly happy just staying in on my Karaji Guardling. He's not particularly good versus Jingles. He dies in 2 attacks, so if he goes for Toxic Fumes, I can just change the weather on him. He should have went for Poison Protocol and then Toxic Fumes. IMO. Could save the Karashi Guardling for the Living Sandling maybe, but it's still not. He's just not that good versus either of these pets because this guy's faster and this guy can Quicksand. So my best bet might actually just be to soak like a minefield with that Karaja Gardening later. I was thinking about bringing the critter. I'm glad I didn't do that because he went for a pounce. Okay, do I go for Sandstorm first? I think Quicksand is what I care more about, getting back off cooldown quickly. And then, normally I'd go for Sandstorm, but that's going to proc his Racial, and I don't think Sandbolt will. I do not want him to get an extra 25% damage with that Gift of the Winter Veil. He was predicting a Sandstorm, so he went for it. So now I can go for Sandstorm. Actually, maybe I should have went for his Sandbolt. I'm not sure. I think he might still be faster than me, actually. With Sandbolt. Let's test it. What speed is he? I don't get to see. Oh, I could obviously just pull out a calculator and find out. He's gonna have a beast racial. Minefield. This is tough. I'm sorry, Karaji Gardling. I think I have to sacrifice you here. He'll probably eat like a Sandbolt. Yeah, he put quicksand on cooldown, which is great for me. So now I don't have to eat that minefield with my Gleamhoof Fawn, and if he has Sandbolt, I take weak damage. I'm going to Nature's Ward. It means I won't take weak damage anymore, but oh yeah, he doesn't have Sandbolt anyway, so that was the correct move. I'm gonna save Bleat until he Sandstorms. Sadly, I don't take weak damage from Quicksand anymore, but I think I'll be okay. Is it worth going for Bleat yet? It's kind of annoying me that he's not going for Sandstorm, but it's also kind of good because that means that it won't come back in time for him to be able to kill my living Sandling. So I should be okay. Now I'm just going to go for a Bleat because I'm low enough health that I don't overheal. And I should be able to put my living Sandling in a favorable position here. He doesn't have any cooldowns. I have all my cooldowns, and I might be able to get off another Bleat before my Gleamhoof Fawn dies. It kind of depends on... Yeah, I won. Not sure where I was going with that last thought, but... Not the team I wanted to fight, but... I feel like I'm going to get this guy again. Yeah, he might be dodging, but... pretty tough competition right now. What do I have that will... Let's see, so anti-anomalous. I have some teams that should do well versus anomalous with the Gorm Root Stinger. Actually, several. But they are designed to be... Where is it? I think it's in here. Anti-anomalous, foul wing, What? Maybe I don't have it named that way. Okay, we have... Maybe I misspelled it. Anomalous... Oh, anom plus Gorm. Okay. Alright, yeah, anom. So we have anti-anom Gorm Indigo with the Coastal Bounder as my third. You know what I actually kind of like here? Now this team is just not very good versus Sandstorm. Although I'm not queuing into Sandstorm. No, there's a living Sandling. Yeah, if I queue into a living Sandling, this team will just probably lose. But I'm wondering, I always liked the idea of having an aquatic with versus that particular team, or sorry, versus this is the team that I'm worried about, that I want to try to limit test. Because all of his AoE is dot damage except for... Wait, is he running... Oh, I never found out. If I remember right, I think this guy is running I still don't know. With the team that he has, he should be running toxic fumes. For some reason, I had it in my I had the idea that he was running the other ability, the Void Nova, but he shouldn't be because he's running a Great Sting pet. So yeah, all of his AoE is dot damage. So having an aquatic is nice, but generally you want like a high health aquatic, which is why I had this pet. It's because so once you have Temporal Anomaly out, the Salamander is just barely fast enough to outspeed Indigo. And he has Bubble, which is annoying for Indigo because he doesn't have a decoy breaker. The heal's just because like it's yeah, the better option. But this is a very like the Salamander is like a low tier 2 pet. He's very mid. He just happens to be annoying for that one team. I never really could figure out like a perfect third for these two. Um and if I queue into Sandstorm, this is just not yeah, Clone Dance is not a good idea. Because all he has to do is just press Sandstorm and pretty much GG. Do I have any other teams that I liked versus the Gormroot, Stinger, and Anomalous? I'm sure I did, but I can't remember what they were. And I don't think I named it Anti-Anom plus Gorm or something along those lines. Hmm. Maybe I'll just look through here real quick. Don't see anything that looks like it's specifically designed to counter it. Maybe I should have thought about this before I recorded. But also, I'm not necessarily hoping to queue to this guy. It's just he seems to be spam queuing this same team a lot and playing it badly, which makes limit testing a little harder, but makes winning easier. I don't care as much about winning though, as far as opposed to like coming up with good strategies to counter what I'm facing in case I just he decides to start spam queuing it. Okay, how about this team? This team is probably one of the hardest teams I have to counter. It's not even my team. I stole it from someone else. So, Autumnal Sproutling's like probably the best pet versus Sandstorm. Maybe the Gleamhoof Fawn is a little better, you could say, because he can't be stunned. But the Autumnal Sproutling is nice because it's harder to counter because the Gleamhoof Fawn is just like completely nerfed by darkness, whereas the Autumnal Sproutling does fairly well versus darkness because he doesn't care about the darkness debuff. He still heals just as much. His healing is not nerfed in half. He doesn't have as much healing because he doesn't have bleat, but that makes this team harder to counter. Living Sandling versus the Autumnal Sproutling. Autumnal Sproutling wins. Karaji Guardling versus Karaji Guardling versus Anomalous is an easy win for the Guardling. The Jingles is a little bit of a curveball. If he hits my flyer with gift, I probably lose. But if his gift is on cooldown, then he does weak damage to the flyer. So okay, now he's running a Terror Claw hatchling. Really weird third pet. So he likes to start with a Cornroot Stinger. I think. Okay, so I'm going to start with the Shore Butterfly because he likes to start with the Root Stinger. He's also weird and he likes to go for Enrage first. So normally I'd go for Sandstorm. But because he goes for Enrage first, I'm going to go for a Peck. And then Sandstorm once he has Enrage up. Yeah, he's just not learning his lesson. He needs to go for Great Sting first. I have no idea why he keeps like making the same mistake. Because like Enrage is a double-edged sword. If I hit him while he has Enrage up, he takes 50% extra damage. It's not ideal. He might go for an Enrage or a Puncture Wound, so I'm going to attack him. Yeah, this guy's scary team, badly played, so it's hard to limit test because he just keeps making the same mistake and starting with Enrage. I'm figuring he'll eventually learn his lesson and start playing his buttons in the right order, but until he does, I'll take the wins. Okay, so he probably will Toxic Fumes here. I could go for the stun. I think I will. Um, I could also have waited until the sandstorm is gone, but as long as I landed, it was worth the risk. And then I'm just going to spam crushes until he changes the weather on me. Shore Butterfly is great matchup versus Terraclaw. I'm faster. He's 260 speed. I'm 284. I somehow knew he had Void Nova, and I hadn't even seen him use it. That's so weird. I just had like an intuition that he was running the wrong ability, and yeah, that's just the wrong ability because if you have Toxic Fumes, then that'll buff your Great Sting by a round. Okay, well, as long as he's running the wrong moves and pressing them in the wrong order, I actually don't need to like perfectly counter him. I can kind of play whatever and probably still win. But I'm going to assume that he learns how to press his buttons in the right order, and I'm going to play like teams designed to play into that. Since I'm not queuing into Sandstorm, let's go into our counter teams here. Let's do anti. Ooh, we could play. I was just talking about how I was thinking about doing the what's it called? Call Lightning Pet. Now with this particular team, how fast is the power balance? Ooh, power balance might actually be the play with the Snapdragon because I have Temporal Anomaly. Huh. Do I have one? Snapdragon. Snapdragon. Power balance. We do. He's green and he is level 23. I have a leveling stone here. That's elemental. I'd have to log over to my other character where I keep all of my stones. Oh well. I mean, it's fine. Let's say anti 4. I have 4, right? Nope, I apparently do not. Okay, well this is the 4th one. Let's queue this team up. If he plays incorrectly, this team should win just fine. Yeah, my thinking is if he's playing the Indigo, which is the typical third that you'll see with that combo, then a power balance, a Snapdragon, is 289 speed, which will be faster than Indigo after Temporal Anomaly. And then I have a little bit extra health. Obviously, I hit harder and enough speed where it doesn't matter. Okay, so we got a Wind Trading, Anomalous, and Death Adder Hatchling. Not what I wanted to fight with this team, but I think I still have it. Oh, that Call Darkness is gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt real bad. Maybe it's worth starting with the Snapdragon, because he might start with that Spectral Raven. Huh. Huh. I'm gonna start with the Infinite Hatchling. Maybe he starts with an Anomalous. He totally did. Ah, that's good. I would have been really worried about that Call Darkness hitting my Infinite Hatchling. So, do I go for the Temporal Anomaly, the attack, or the... I'm gonna go for an attack. I think I will go for Cyclone. Yes. Go for Cyclone and then Temporal Anomaly. Actually, yeah, no, I do need Temporal Anomaly. He's faster on both of these pets than my Snapdragon. Alright, Temporal Anomaly. And I'm running Rain Dance, so I don't have to worry about swapping right away to like use Lucky Dance the way I usually do. A lot of the time when I'm using the Infinite Hatchling, I'm using... Oh, actually, Now this is a tough decision. No, it's not that tough. I'm going to swap. I was thinking about staying in to let him kill me with Corrosion, but then what if he's weird and decides to swap and save his anomalies for later? Then I would be very not having a good time. I English good. Okay, so I really need that Cyclone to... I missed. Okay, Void Nova probably kills me. But he doesn't have a weather changer, so I'm going to go for Acid Rain. Even if I crit here, he's above his magic racial, I'm pretty sure. I wish I had the add-on to check, but... Yeah, I do die to Corrosion. Okay, Snapdragon, can you 1v3 here? It doesn't look good. Got Water Jet doing weak damage to him, but it's buffed by 25%, so he will die. That Undead racial is just a big problem for me. I'm not sure what to do about that. But I do have Temporal Anomaly going for me, so if I can survive through the Undead, it should be okay. What he might do is go for, like... What? Why would he do that? Okay. Well... That's not enough damage to kill him, so I think it's Call Lightning time. Okay, he probably has Call Darkness. Do I think he's going to go for Consume Corpse or Call Darkness? I feel like he's... I mean, he might have Warning Squawk. I think he's going to go for Consume Corpse. So I'm going to go for Water Jet. If he goes for Call Darkness, I just lose. I lose. No. Dang it. I could have won if I dived. Yeah, I'll go for a dive. Maybe I'll high roll and he'll miss. I still have a 10% chance to win. If he misses his Infected Claw, then it's a tie. And then if he misses twice, it's a... Oh, he went for a heal! Why would you do that? Okay. Now I have a 10% chance at a win. And it's a draw, nonetheless. If I just dived the Call Darkness. Dang it. Okay. Well. It wasn't the team I was trying to play. Could have made a couple different calls there, but... Oh, well, actually would have been better off with this Time Lost Salamanther. Let me play this team. Because if I get that guy, this bubble will come in handy. It'll be much better than the dive. And if I get this guy, who is what I was hoping for, yeah, this is a good matchup for me. It's not like a hard counter, but I think that I should be favored. He likes to start with the Gorm Root Stinger, which is a little weird. Yeah, this is just a little bit better of a pet, I think, than the Salamanther, because he's tankier. He has more HP. So for this particular team, I think he is still one of my better bets. Although the Snapdragon's a more fun pet, I think, in general. Okay. Well, he likes to go for Enrages, so I'm going to punish that with the Breath. I have no idea why he keeps doing that. That's just so very weird. I can actually kill him in 2 hits because I got that crit. So I'm going to go for it. Yeah. I mean, even if I low roll, he's dead now. It's just, why do you keep making that same mistake? When will you ever learn? You go for Great Sting first and then Enrage. In fact, a lot of the time you just go for Great Sting and then you swap. And then you save your Enrage until the second round. Okay. Actually, I don't even know if it's worth going for Clone Dance because he has a Dream Whelpling. It's gonna be weak damage versus the Dream Whelpling. I think I'm just gonna completely ignore Cyclone this game because I already killed the Flyer. Anomalous is just gonna die quickly. I will go for my temporal anomaly, though, so that my infinite hatchling's faster than anomalous. Okay. None of my attacks can kill him in one turn. I think what I'll do is I'll bring in the Jade Mist Dancer. He shouldn't be able to kill me in one turn after I heal. So I can Rain Dance. I'll probably go for Acid Rain, because then it'll buff my Salamancer's damage. I think that's the play. Especially if I crit here. Then my Salamander should be able to kill him. Okay, so I need to do some math here. 176 plus 25%. I don't know if that's enough to kill him, but I have a crit chance. I have a 55% chance of critting him, and if you crit him, he dies. I don't think he dies otherwise, but I could just be miscalculating. It's worth the risk. I'm going to go for it. Okay, so we got the crit. I actually don't know if I killed him without it. I didn't get to find out. So can I 1v1 the Dream Whelpling? I haven't done a whole lot of AoE damage to him yet. Do I go for the heal first? Might not be worth going for the heal at all. I'm going to go for Water Jet and save Bubble for once he procs his Dragon Racial. Yeah, that was the play, because he went for Emerald Presence. He's just going to be trying to play tanky. Fortunately, I am faster than him. Even without Temporal Anomaly. Okay, so he's running Sleeping Gas, and he doesn't have any other attacks, so I can just go for damage here. He actually can't ever utilize his Dragon Racial. I don't think I really need to go for Bubble. I might, but I don't think I will go for it. So he'll probably go for Sleeping Gas here. Yeah, I'm going to go for a Bubble. If he put me to sleep, I think he can win. So I don't want that to happen. And not only does he not have a Decoy Breaker, he has one ability that has a 1-round cooldown, so Bubble is just like going to waste 5 turns for him. He's doing a lot of healing. My weather is gone, so I'm not doing as much damage. He might have me. Maybe I shouldn't have gone for the bubble, but if he gets asleep, I just lose. I could go for a heal. I think I have to go for a heal, and it'll be a big heal because he hit me hard. So I should survive here, but oh my gosh, if he gets asleep, I just lose. Let's go for Water Jet. I think he just is too tanky for me. Keep attacking. Can bubble now, but yeah, he's just full HP. I can't kill him. Maybe I should have went for the Cyclone, even though it's weak damage for him, just so that he's a little bit lower HP. So sad. This guy plays so horribly and gets rewarded with a win. Alright. Too bad. I could just counter him like super hard with this team, but I'm trying to come up with different ways to beat him. I feel like I had other ways to beat him, but that weren't Sandstorm related, I mean. Um, Maybe if I run my own AoE team. Well, I was running an AoE team and it didn't work. That Dream Whelpling just kind of was too much healing for me. I want to pick a team quickly, but I can't think of anything. This is a very difficult team to counter. I kind of want to match it up versus him and see how it does. If he has the dragon, the Bone Serpent's like a perfect counter. So I got Call Darkness to nerf his healing. I take weak damage from his attacks. Call Darkness hits him hard. But yeah, I was queuing into this team a lot, and I was having a hard time countering it, so I'm going to pit it up against his team, see how it does. I think that I have the advantage here. Even if he starts to play correctly and use his Gorm Root Stinger correctly. Sadly, it looks like he got somebody else, so... There's another Direhorn team I had that I wanted to try out. Maybe I'll try that instead. This team right here. Oh, I kind of like that better, actually. Yes, I'm going to play the Primal Stormling. And this way, if I queue into Sandstorm, I think this team is actually a little more obnoxious to counter than the one I was just playing. Because, like, Sandstorm will do fairly decently versus the anomalous Direhorn team. Regardless, the Direhorn's just a really hard pet to counter. Because he's very RNG, so even if you have a good matchup, he can still just, like, get lucky wins. Because the family that's immune to being interrupted takes strong damage from him. It's kind of like the Bone Serpent. Actually, these pets are very similar because what makes them so OP is all of their moves are cooldowns. And so they're like, air quotes, balanced around the idea that, well, you can't use them, like, they do a little bit more damage than a basic attack because you can only use them once every other turn. And then you kind of circumvent the cooldown restriction by just rotating and... Oh, this is... Well, you know what? Chrominius I feel bad about, but he's running Stunned Direhorn Anomalous. Not a very fair matchup, but he does have these two, and they're OP, so... I'm going to start with my Primal Stormling. Starting with Chrominius. Interesting. No real reason not to use my Bash and get a free turn. But I'm not sure if I want to use Sandstorm on Chrominius. I'm tempted to bring in the Bone Serpent. Okay, so he gave me the strong, or the not weak damage, which I'm happy about. That's going to nerf his Primal Cry. I like the Primal Stormling versus Anomalous. I like Direhorn versus... I mean, I was going to say Bone Serpent versus Carbinius. I'm going to bring in the Direhorn. I don't particularly like the Direhorn versus either of these two, so I think I'm just going to take the 1v1. He might go for the Interrupt, so I'm going to go for a Trihorn Charge. It is a 75% chance, but we landed it. It looks like he went for Horn Attack, which means I can now safely go for Primal Cry without being interrupted. It's very fortunate that I landed my 75%, but he landed his too, so that's fair. Alright, Speed Tie. I do have my Beast Racial. How much damage does Horn Attack do? This does 354. Ooh, if I land it, he's dead. I'm just going to go for Horn Attack. There's a coin flip here. I would rather take the 90% attack mischance than the 75% mischance. You know what I'm saying? Not mischance, but accuracy. Okay, Direhorn's probably not useful anymore. I'm going to go for a Trihorn Charge, and then if I'm still alive at the end of this turn, I can maybe interrupt him. Alright, so I'm happy enough taking that Toxic Fumes. The Primal Cry is over, so... faster. I mean, I had Primal Cry out, so even if I did, I would be faster. I think I want to stun him. Don't see a reason not to. Bone Serpent should be able to 1v1 Chrominius, no problem. I'm gonna go for a Wild Winds. Yeah, he's taking the weak damage with the dragon, which is smart, but if he goes for Howl, I can just swap. I'm gonna go for Sandstorm. No real reason to hold on to it, I think. It's OP damage, so even though it's weak damage, it's still way more than a basic attack. And then he's probably going to go for a Surge of Power here, so I have no interest in taking that on my Howl pet. Primal Stormling should be able to 1v1 Anomalous easily. And he's being weird and pressing Arcane Explosion. Maybe he predicted the swap. Regardless, he's dead in a Call Darkness. So let's press it. As long as we don't miss, he's dead. Even if I did miss, I think I still win. I'm ahead by like 6 turns. If he didn't have Chrominius, like if he had like a Bone Serpent or something as a third pet, which, oh, look at that pet, look at that, that's this team right here. If he had like this team instead of the Chrominius, that would be much scarier, but Chrominius is not very good. I guess his idea was he wanted to put these two together, and he saw, oh, they have a lot of AoE, I'll just put a Chrominius because he has AoE too. And then I had Sandstorm, so I don't even care. But yeah, Chrominius is low tier 2. Not very useful. He's not even that good in PvE, because they nerfed Howl so hard. There's situations where he's okay, but there's usually better pets. I want to get this guy again. He might be dodging now that he got his one win with the Dream Whelpling. Maybe I'll just play this team. Because I feel like this team will beat the Gorm Root Stinger. That's what I'm trying to snipe. I'm not too worried about queuing into fun teams. So far we've had, let's see, Anomalous in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games in a row. And the one before it had an Idol, and the one before that had a Anomalous. There were fun teams earlier, but they seem to have been yeah, they seem to have quit queuing, so I don't blame them. There's nothing but Anomalous and Sandstorm teams right now. It's mostly this guy. Like, this guy is playing really badly, but his team is so OP, regardless of whatever he has in the third pet. The Gorm Root Stinger plus Anomalous is so OP that even if he plays badly, he can still win, as you saw earlier. Partly because I'm memeing around with the Time Lost Salamander. If I had like a real counter team, I would have still beat his Dream Whelpling, but didn't expect the Dream Whelpling. I think I made a mistake not going for Cyclone. Because my thinking was, oh, it's weak damage versus the dragon, it's probably not worth it. But it actually probably was worth it, just to get a little bit of damage so that I could maybe kill him before he full heals. Also, it turned out not working out for me to go for Bubble. I just didn't have the damage to kill him. And so I think what I had to do is just accept the fact that if he gets asleep, he wins. And just forego my bubble and go for full DPS, and maybe if I land a crit or two, I could have killed him. So in hindsight, the bubble is not actually that good for me. I mean, it was good. Since he doesn't have even a spammable basic attack, much less a bubble breaker. So in that sense, it was good, but it didn't work out for me because I didn't have the damage to out DPS his healing. I don't see a lot of Dream Whelplings. Kind of more of a PvP pet, and if I'm queuing a Darkness pet, then it's a free win, because not only does Darkness hit him for like 80% of his HP, but it nerfs his healing, and same guy. We got a rabbit this time. Well, the rabbit is a better pet than Chrominius, but I still think I have a good matchup here. He'll probably start with Anomalous. It's probably in my best interest to start with my Anomalous. So let's see here. Usually I go for Corrosion first. If he goes for Toxic Fumes, then I would like to Poison Protocol afterwards. I'm going to go for Corrosion. That's generally what I do versus Anomalous. Okay. So I could die in 2 turns. It's a speed tie, so I have to go for Poison Protocol. And then this coin flip's a little bit important, but I don't know if it's going to determine the game or not. I feel like, You know what? That Arctic hare is really bad for the Bone Serpent, actually. I really would like to win this coin toss, thank you. Alright, so I think I died to dots, which is actually fine. Don't mind that at all. It's kind of a good thing because it means I get a free swap. I'm suspecting he's going to save the rabbit for the cleanup pet. Okay. So I'm going to use Primal Cry. I might want to save my Dire Horn for... Why would you do that? Never mind. I'm just going to go for a stun now. I have my Beast Racial, and he didn't use Primal Cry. I should have used Primal Cry. No interrupt, unfortunately, but as long as I land this, I win the game. Come on, land it. No, are you kidding me? Oh, okay. Alright, doesn't look good. He doesn't have Primal Cry. Yeah, he could win now. It's RNG. If I just landed that, I won for sure. So he could interrupt me here. Oh no, I'm faster. Never mind, just kidding. Alright, we're gonna call Darkness. I don't know. Does he go for a dodge, or does he go for the attack? If I was him, I suspect he's gonna go for a dodge. I highly suspect he goes for a dodge. Yeah, he totally did. So the liftoff was the play. Okay. He wasted Burrow. That's good. Now I can hit him with a Bone Brush. If I do enough damage, I can kill him with a Trihorn Charge. I just need to get him below 517 health. Come on, I just need like 2 of these to land. 1, 2, 3. Yep, GG. It's still only a 75% win chance, but that's pretty good. 3 out of 4 games, I win. I'm gonna take those odds. That rabbit was tough. It's not over yet, but as long as I land this, it's GG. Alright. It's fair that I land that, because I missed that other one that was pretty crucial. Alright, so we got the win, but it's RNG. If there's a rabbit, I do not want to be playing a Bone Serpent. That's not fun. Versus that particular team. Honestly, versus literally everything I'm queuing, this team will just completely curb stomp everything. It'll beat that team and that team and that team and that team, and it did beat that team right here. It'll beat that team and that team and that team and that team and that team. I'm just queuing it to nothing but Anomalous, so I'm just gonna play Karaji Guardling, Gleamhoof Fawn, and then the third pet doesn't matter, but the Living Sandling's probably the strongest third. There's absolutely nothing he can do. He just automatically loses. The Stunned Direhorn's annoying for my Gleamhoof Fawn, but yeah, Stunned Direhorn's really his only saving grace. It's probably worth going for the Blackout Kick. If he goes for Trihorn Charge, that's annoying, but I was suspecting he would go for Primal Cry, and he did. Okay, I'm just going to bring in Anomalous. He does run Toxic Fumes, right? I can't remember. We'll find out. I'm going to bring in the Living Sandling. Yeah, he does have the Toxic Fumes. Could change the weather on him right away, but I'm going to go for Quicksand, let him get off 1 round of Poison Protocol, because then I will be faster with Quicksand. And I'm not too worried about his AoE damage since I have a Gleamhoof Fawn. I can just AoE heal as long as his Direhorn doesn't, like, 2-shot me. Okay, saving the Anomalous for later. That's, not working out for him. Because I just got a crit. That was a tough crit for him to take. 1 Sandstorm now and he's dead. Debating saving. I'm debating to stay again, though, on the living sandling. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I'll go for it. Only because I got the crit. If it wasn't for the crit, I would probably, like, swap to the Karaji Guardling to go for that Sandstorm. He's gonna go for the interrupt. So I'm gonna bring in the Karaji Guardling. I don't think Quicksand was enough to kill him Sandbolt was enough to kill him anyways, right? Does 200 damage. Oh, it actually is because of the crit. Oh well. We'll go for the Sandstorm. 90% chance. Let's go. Really, 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 really bad if I miss. Okay. We should be in the clear now. Although he has done a lot of AoE damage. You can see how oppressive that combo is. The Dire Horn plus the Anomalous, even through Sandstorm. It's so much damage. He's going to go for Toxic Fumes. I don't have Sandstorm back. Ugh. This is tricky. Oh well, as long as he doesn't get crits, as long as he doesn't crit this Toxic Fumes, I'm in the clear. Oh, he missed. Okay. GG. I mean, he needed to land that and crit it to have a chance to win. Because if he crit, he could have killed me with a Corrosion here, but he missed. So now I can slow him. Even his rabbit should be slower than me. I'm fairly certain because Primal Cry has expired. Yeah, 179. So we can Sandstorm and then just play nice and defensive with our Gleamhoof Fawn. That combo's pretty tricky though. Bringing the Gleamhoof Fawn. Heal up my back line. They should be safe under Sandstorm. Just in case there's some crits, we'll go for that Bleat right away. I'm gonna go for a Nature's Ward. Yeah, suspected he would go for the Burrow. He shouldn't have went for that Burrow. This Arctic Hare versus my Bone Serpent, I feel like. I don't know. I think he should have just passed or... Well, yeah. Anyways, it was a little bit of an RNG win, and we won. I think I'll just stay in. The rabbit shouldn't be able to kill me. I do more damage than him because I have more tech power, and he does multi-hit attacks under Sandstorm, so... Should be able to keep all my pets alive. If he had a Bone Serpent in front of, instead of that rabbit, I think this team loses, because it was still a pretty close game, and that darkness would be too much for my Gleamhoof Fawn to deal with. Kind of feel like that's what he's going to play, because wasn't that what I played last game? Maybe he'll steal my team. Probably go for the dodge. Oh, he didn't. Okay. Well, now he'll certainly go for the dodge. I'll go for a hoof in case he doesn't. Don't think this rabbit's going to be able to 1v3 here. It's not looking too promising for him. I'll go for Burrow, so I'll go for Nature's Ward. Okay, just kidding. Tough teams. We've got an anomalous, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games in a row. Can't really play fun teams, but I'm down to fight fire with fire. Let's play... Did I play Barlonor's team yet? I did versus him earlier. I don't think this is the same guy. I'm gonna play this because it'll do well versus this combo. And if he plays the Bone Serpent, it'll do, I think decently well. Oh, we got Darkness. We got Darkness with a Teardrop. Well, it's a good thing I got the Autumnal Sproutling. He'll do better than the Gleamhoof for sure, so that was a lucky choice. I still feel like he can win, because Twilight versus Autumnal Sproutling is not great. 427, 439. The Dread Hatchling is faster. Okay, I'm going to start with the Shore Butterfly. Start with the Dread Hatchling. Okay. We're going to trade weathers here. What? He has Anzu's blessing. Why would you do that? I'm just going to block whatever you hit me with. Why would you not run Nocturnal Strike? It's kind of messing up my limit testing. Save this guy for later. I think I'll bring in the Autumnal Sproutling. He's not great versus Twilight, so I don't want to save him for later, necessarily. Now, do I go for Fist of the Forest, or do I go for Nature's Ward? I'll go for Nature's Ward. But yeah, the idea was to take the Call Darkness, trade it for Sandstorm, and then swap in the Autumnal Sproutling to probably... Oh, well, that didn't work out. Now he's going to blind me. Well, since I know he's going to blind me here, is there anything I can do about it? I could bring in the flyer, but he's going to have strong damage to me, probably. I think... I'm just going to go for clubs in case he's weird and just holds on to his cooldowns. And now I can refresh Nature's Ward. Oh, he doesn't have strong damage. He has Slicing Winds. Slicing Wind. The single worst ability in the game, bar none. So he's probably going to dodge here. And since he doesn't have focused beams... Oh, no, he's just a weirdo and he's holding on to Dust Cloud. I'm cool with that. Sandstorm to the face. He has a really scary looking team, but he's running the wrong abilities. And he's not pressing his abilities on cooldown, which is... you could say it's a mind game, but... yeah, I don't know why he would run Anzu's Blessing. That ability is not better than Nocturnal Strike. Don't see any real reason not to run Cocoon Strike. I mean, it's free damage. And it'll block his next attack. I think he actually dies to 2 Pecks. No, I missed. Well, yeah. Oh, actually, So it buffs his attack power by 25%, huh? Or his damage. Huh. Well, this is going to hit really hard. But not hard. Yeah, he needed a crit there to scare me. Is it worth going for healing? I'm going to go for Fist of the Forest. I want to take out that Dread Hatchling. Probably bring in Twilight. Twilight will kill me with Surge of Light. I am okay with sacrificing my Autumnal Sproutling here. Ooh. He didn't use a cooldown. He didn't need to kill me. I forgot about the 25% damage boost. Well... do I go for the stun? I think I go for the stun. If I miss, I'm really sad. Okay, no miss. We'll go for Sandstorm. I'll also be sad if this misses. So he doesn't have his Beast Racial yet, so Call Darkness should... I don't know if it takes away my Flying Racial or not. I'm not particularly excited about taking Darkness on my Shore Butterfly, so I'm going to take it on the Karaji Guardling. Well, I'm doing weak damage to him. But the good news is, once he stuns me, he has only weak damage versus my Shore Butterfly, so... I think that was the right call. No, I missed. Okay. He put his stun on cooldown. We save the Karachi Garlic for later. He'll be my cleanup pet. I think I'll be okay. If I land this Sandstorm... the good thing I have going for me is I'm faster than the Teardrop Moss, so I either take away his Flying Racial or I kill Twilight, provided that this lands. I think I'm in the clear. He kind of threw by running Slicing Wind and Anzu's Blessing. I feel like his team probably would have. I don't know if it would have won, but it would have had a much higher chance to win. So that is Dust Cloud, yeah. Go for a pick. If he goes for a dodge, yeah. Slicing Wind is so bad. I'm faster after I lose my flying racial, so it's GG. He could have won, but he would have needed some serious RNG, and he would have had a better chance with the strong attack versus flyers, and then, of course, Nocturnal Strike is just better than Anzu's Blessing. So it's a decent ability, but it's not worth giving up Nocturnal Strike for it. I don't know. You could say situationally he actually does a little bit better versus me with Anzu Blessing because I'm just going to be trying to dodge it with my Autumnal Sproutling since he's an elemental and isn't blinded by darkness. But, I mean, he still has a 40% chance to land it. If he lands a Nocturnal Strike on my Autumnal Sproutling, it's probably GG, I lose. I'm thinking that might be LG. It's been a solid sesh, but let me see. That's is that like 8 games? The video's getting kind of long. We started. We start here? I can't remember where we started. No, we started here. That was a hilarious game right there. But I don't think I have it in the video. Maybe I do. Did I start here? Has it been 10 games? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's been 9 games. I'm gonna call it there. I think I'm like 8-1. No, I'm 8-1 and 1 because we got the draw here. Ah, if I just dived the Call Darkness, could have won that game. But it's okay. Yeah, I'm gonna call it there. Solid sesh. Tough teams. Not a whole lot of opportunity to play fun teams, but I don't mind playing strong teams if the teams I'm fighting are strong. Let's put this on our bars. Shift 3. There we go. Oops. Oh, wait, what? Hey. Okay, I need to fix my bars. They look so janky now that I lost, like, all my abilities at midnight. I mean, Disc didn't lose that much, but Holy Priest, oh my god, they lost, like, 15 abilities. So all of my... I'd have, like, 7 keybinds that just are going to be empty now. Disc Discipline Priest looks kind of fun. I'm not sure how I feel about Powered Radiance not being instant cast, but I don't think it's too big of a deal. There's some things that look interesting about Disc, so I'm down to try it. Anyways, that's not pet battle related. I'm rambling. Gonna cut off the video there. Use some more later. Hope you all enjoyed the video. If you have any team suggestions, pet suggestions, I'm always open to try out new teams, new pets, see what I can do with them. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.